Alright, you guys, it's been a highly anticipated video for a while. I've been working on this for a week or two now, and I finally got it ready. This is my Kraken versus Dominator fight. The only two B&M floorlesses I've ridden, and this is going to be a hard fight because they're very, very similar, and I both like them almost equally. Like, it is so hard to decide. It took me like a few weeks to decide which one I truly love better, but let's just get right into this, starting out with the smoothness category. Both of these coasters are really smooth. Dominator is very smooth for the first half, like buttery, and then in the second half, the corkscrews, you'll notice a little rattle, but that's it. It's still pretty smooth. Kraken, on the other hand, very smooth as well. It can have some headbanging here and there, but it is very nice. I still think they are both very smooth. But there can only be one winner for each round. And for this round, I've chosen Dominator as the winner because it's overall smoother and there is no headbanging like Kraken has a little bit, which is why I'm not giving the win to Kraken. Alright, next up we're going to talk intensity, and this is yet a very hard category as well, because both of these coasters are really intense. I found Kraken to be very, very, very compact and aggressive in the second half. The first half, it was kind of outgoing and just kind of forceful here and there, but Dominator, on the other hand, the whole entire ride is intense, from drop to finish. Both of them are extremely intense, but I can only pick one, so I'm going to be giving the score to Dominator since it's overall a more intense ride. Now we're going to talk about theming, and here's why Kraken is going to win this round. Because Kraken has some theming throughout the ride, some here and there. It like, in the second half, you go through some caves and some structures. And now it has Kraken Unleashed theming, so it's like submarine type stuff. But there's still tentacles, like you can see here in the caves. But when I went, it used to be like awesome. Like, it used to be way more cool. There was actually a giant Kraken sea monster thing, and it was so cool. But that is why Kraken wins. Dominator has no theming whatsoever. You'd think they'd, do something with the name, like put superhero theming or something. But no theming during the ride, no theming during the queue. There is no theming anywhere. Now we're going to talk inversions. My favorite things about both of these coasters. Kraken has some great inversions, a very small and compact loop, and then a giant hang time based loop. And Kraken also has some very powerful corkscrews. It's insane. Kraken has a 0G roll that's nice, a nice Cobra roll. It has it all. Dominator also has some great ones, like a humongous vertical loop, a very nice Cobra roll, not too snappy, and it's very fun. It also has 2 extra corkscrews. Kraken has more inversions than Dominator, but I'm still giving Dominator this one because its inversions are more intense, and I found them to be more insane. Talking about the drop on these two coasters, Kraken may look like it has the weaker drop, however, that's not truly the case, because a lot of people judge Kraken's drop because it is not that steep, and I think that's why people don't like it as much, but I also have to agree. I prefer Dominator's drop because it's more, like, tilted. Like, it's a sideways down drop, however you want to call it. And it's just way more intense. Like, if you're in the back row, you're just going to get whipped over it. With Kraken, it's your average B&M drop, straight down, except its angle isn't that steep. However, Kraken's drop is still fun, don't get me wrong. I just think I prefer Dominator's drop more because it seems to be steeper and quite more intense. Now we're going to talk about pacing. This is the hardest category I've come across yet. Both of them do fantastic with pacing, in my opinion. I honestly don't know which one to prefer on this. Dominator starts out with a great drop, a nice loop, some turns, Cobra roll, and then its second half has some corkscrews and a little helix section, and it's very nice. Kraken is overall way more spread out, though. So believe it or not, I'm giving it to Kraken for pacing. Finally, Kraken wins something else. Because Kraken overall just seemed to have a better pacing. And it's so close. Like, Dominator is right there. Don't get me wrong. Both of them have incredible pacing. I feel like Kraken just did it better because it's element after element. And so is Dominator. But Kraken is just full of inversions. It's inversion after inversion. I'll put it that way. The whole first half is ginormous, full of insane inversions, and it was just crazy. Alright guys, we're down to the final category, which is the overall score. These are both two fantastic B&M floorlesses. This is probably my hardest matchup I've had to do yet. Actually, that is not true. Fury versus Intimidator 305 was hard. Believe it or not, guys, I had Fury win during that, but things have changed, and I have I-305 as my winner now, obviously. But getting back to this, it's really hard. Kraken does better with pacing, in my opinion, and inversions. Like, it has more of them. But Dominator is overall more intense and more enjoyable. It was really tough, and believe it or not, it took me like 2 to 3 weeks to decide, but I've chosen Dominator as the winner of this coaster matchup. Don't get me wrong, Kraken is still a fantastic ride. It's still intense, it's still smooth, it has good pacing, but I feel like Dominator is just an overall more well-rounded ride. You might think I'm being a KD fanboy here. Actually, yes, I kind of am, but I'm not trying to. Like, Kraken is still amazing. In fact, if Kraken was completely smooth and was more intense than Dominator, it would have won this battle easily. But that's the reason why I chose Dominator. And thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Post your comments down in the section below. Which coaster do you think is better? Don't forget to like and subscribe. And before I click off, guys, all of the Kraken footage in this video did belong to Coaster Watch. He's been getting me a lot of footage lately so I can do these videos. So shout out to him. Go subscribe. His channel is amazing. And until next time, Coaster fans, I will see you later.